Saving America one entrepreneur at a time. It's the Biz Wrap Podcast with your host, Michael Manahan. The show that celebrates small business and entrepreneurs. It's Biz Wrap Radio with your host, small businessman, educator, and author Michael Manahan. And welcome to another edition of Biz Wrap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan. And of course, we're the show that's all about small business and entrepreneurs. We're here to help you, the small business owners, the drivers of our economy, the people who are creating all the jobs, the people that employ most of the people in this country. We're here to help you make more money, run your business more effectively, run your business more efficiently, have more fun in running your business, and hopefully put away a bunch of the money you make for yourself, your family, your friends, and your children, which is what it is all about. And speaking of having people on the show, I've got a guest on today. I'm very excited about this because he is equally passionate about small business as I am. He really, in fact, his website, he says, my mission. First, I am passionate about giving small business owners their very best chance at massive success. And he's also a great advocate of personal growth, and I think the two of those go hand in hand when you are a small business person. It's not just about growing your business. You want to grow personally as an individual. That will not only help you with your business, it will help you with your personal life and just being a better human being. But I'm doing all the talking, and really I've got a guest on the show, and I want him to do a lot of talking. So Paul Hoyt, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
I really appreciate you joining us. Now, Paul, tell me a little bit about what you do for small businesses.
I'm a business consultant and a coach, so it depends on where the business is. For small businesses, I sometimes hand them a napkin and a pen and ask them to write down their idea for the very first time. And for larger businesses who are expanding, I have a variety of programs for consulting services, strategic planning, business planning, financial modeling, and ongoing mentoring and coaching services.
So you do a lot of stuff for businesses, and what's your biggest challenge that you find when dealing with, I guess what I call people with the entrepreneurial mindset?
The biggest challenge I have is, generally speaking, they are not well prepared. Generally speaking, people jump into business without really knowing what the business is, without knowing what their job is, and without understanding the challenge that lies before them. So they're consistently surprised by, things that they didn't know. They generally are ill prepared without proper education and without proper guidance. So that's the number one biggest challenge that we face.
And I see that an awful lot. There almost seems to be this concept that you will cross the bridge when we get there type of thing. And so what happens is the business takes twists and turns as it's unfolding. They run up against something that maybe was predictable, they should have thought about, but they never did. And now they're in somewhat panic mode or fire drill mode in terms of actually managing their business and themselves through the crisis that in many cases could have been avoided if they just done a little more planning and approached the whole business a little more intellectually. Paul, what about the types of businesses? Are you restricted to any one particular industry or any particular size of business? Do you have a sweet spot, or is kind of everyone welcome?
Well, everyone is welcome. My sweet spot is business owners with about $500,000 in revenue and above. Generally speaking, they've survived the trial by fire in the early months or years of their business, and now they're ready to grow, and they're ready to listen to advice and get counsel and support for the rest of their journey. It's a little better client for me because we can have a longer-term relationship and I can stay with them, in some cases, for years to help them grow the business from where they are to where they want to be. I do help almost everybody. I've got programs that are suitable for the startup CEO and the entrepreneur who's just getting started in the business, and I've got programs for companies that have been around for 30 years and have $40 million in revenue and are preparing to exit the business. So I've got a wide variety of programs, but I really like that young entrepreneur who's been at it for a while and they've crossed through some of the initial fire and challenges of business, and now they're ready to grow.
Now you mentioned something that you kind of like, those ones where there's a long-term relationship. And, of course, I'm a business consultant as well, and I seem to find entrepreneurs and small business owners, rather than thinking of the long-term relationship and the value that can come from me knowing more about them and their business and them understanding more about me, they're looking for what I call the doctor's visit. You got an infection. You go to the doctor. He gives you antibiotics, and you take them for 3 days, and you're cured. And they're looking for like this quick fix type thing, and they want you to sit down and basically write a prescription for them that they think they can implement, and over a couple of days, whatever issues and problems they have will go on their merry way. But it certainly doesn't work that way, does it?
No, it works that way sometimes. I'm a big fan of giving my clients exactly what they need, exactly what they can use, and exactly what they can afford. For some people, that's a half an hour session to talk through an issue and make a good decision and, go about the challenges of business. And that works extremely well for them. My ideal client is one that I can have a longer-term relationship with because it's frankly more satisfying to me. I am a little bit disappointed sometimes when somebody pops in the door and you help them out and then they go away and you never hear from them again, because I really care about them and I'm darn curious about how it all turns out.
That's something I really like to hear, the fact that you said you care about them. And I know we often face, and as business people, this kind of struggle with the fact that as consultants, we really do build very personal relationships with the people we work with. We get to know them, we get to like them, or in some cases we get to dislike them. But it is personal. It's not like going and buying an appliance at the department store where you put down your money and you get your appliance and that's it. This is really a people business. Consulting is people, and on some level, if you click, really it can make a huge difference in what you're able to deliver to your customer.
Absolutely. I really believe that CEOs and entrepreneurs are among the finest people on earth. They step forward in courage to be able to build a business of their dream. Typically, like I say, they don't know what they're doing and they're under-supported. And it doesn't take very long before they start to raise their hand and say, I could use a little support here. They get a little bit humble and a little less arrogant and a little more receptive to having that support and encouragement. And that's what I love to provide to my clients, is not only the mental support with the years of experience that I have that can help them make good decisions, but also the heart support too. That can have those conversations about the tough times that they're facing and help them shift their energy, shift their mindset into a better place so they can feel good about themselves and get on with their day and get on with their business.
Paul, we are about 1 minute away from having to take a commercial break. Could you just give us your contact information so if somebody is interested in perhaps talking to you about their business and what they're struggling with, that they could get hold of you?
You bet. The best thing to do is go to paulhoyt.com. That's PAULHOYT.com. You get to learn more about me there and sign up for some free programs and services. And if you want to reach out and give me a phone call, the telephone number is 415-997-8001.
Excellent. So it's Paul Hoyt. You can go to paulhoyt.com and get some free information, some ideas and thoughts that maybe will help you run your business. And you can find out more about Paul and what he can contribute to your business. You're, of course, listening to Biz Rap Radio. I'm your host, Michael Manahan. This is the show all about small business and entrepreneurs, and we will be back with more right after these messages. And welcome back to BizRap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan. This, of course, the show all about small business and entrepreneurs. We're here to help you with your small business, come up with some ideas and thoughts, things that can help you make more money, run your business more effectively, have more fun in running your business. You are, after all, the drivers of the economy, the people who support this wonderful, great nation, the United States of America, and we salute every entrepreneur and small business person out there. But right now, I've got on the line with me Paul Hoyt. Paul is a small business consultant and advisor. He can potentially help you with some of the issues you may be struggling with as a small business person. Paul, thanks for staying with us.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Mike.
Let me ask a question here. In terms of the people that come across, that engage you for your services. And I know you're talking about previously, sometimes you find businesses, they're at the stage where they've got, they now need some help, and they've recognized they need some help, so they'll come to somebody like you for that assistance. But do you ever find that sometimes you try and work with these companies, and no matter what you suggest or what concepts or ideas you come up with, they're just not willing to do any of the stuff you think they should be doing?
Yeah, and I think there's two different flavors of that unwillingness to do something. One flavor of it is that they just want to follow their own guidance, that they've got not only set on what they want to do, but how they're going to do it. No, this is the way I'm going to build my business. I'm not going to listen to my advisors. I'm not going to listen to the marketplace, which is really bad. But they're just kind of bullheaded to do it in their particular way, so they don't listen to advice and don't do what I suggest that they do. The other flavor are people who run across internal blocks. You know, they find that they're being asked to do something that they're very uncomfortable doing. They're being asked to, say, pick up the phone and talk to a client, or speak in public, or, fire somebody who's no longer performing well with their business. So one of the things I constantly stress is that business growth requires professional growth. In other words, stepping out and doing things that you've never done before. And professional growth oftentimes requires personal growth. And that's to take that gut check and step out in courage and do something that you're uncomfortable doing, because it's a good lesson for you and it's the right thing to do for your business.
That is such a great piece of advice. When you look at what we're able to accomplish in this world, so many times we are our own worst enemies. We're the biggest roadblock. We're standing in the way. And you see that time and time again, where entrepreneurs are just not willing to make the tough decisions, whether it's a company that's got bad employees that need to go, whether it's a company that is in a market that's a really tough market, they need to change strategies, or a company that's, and I've been involved in a lot of these, where the company is losing money, and they think that if they just keep doing the same old thing over and over again, that's somehow going to change the financial picture. And it doesn't. It never does. It just keeps getting worse. But they're not willing to make those really tough decisions, which means, perhaps taking losses, cutting expenses, getting rid of perks, and getting rid of people. But that's the way business works. And if you're not willing to do that, it really can be a disaster for you. But it's tough. And if you've got somebody like Paul who can help you and use as a sounding board, maybe you can come over some of this reticence that you might have not to do what at the end of the day most people really know what needs to be done.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It takes a real balance of confidence and humility. The confidence to follow your dreams, to do the things that you need to do, and a massive amount of effort to do those things, and humility to really understand that the decisions that you might be making today may not be the best decisions, and the humility to listen to the marketplace and listen to your advisors and to listen to your own inner guidance in changing course when you really need to do so.
Yeah, and for some of us, it's easier than others. I've kind of found there's two kinds of people out there. When something goes wrong, there's one group of people, the first thing they'll say, what did I do wrong? What didn't I do right? What could I have done differently? And then there's a second group of people out there, when something goes wrong, they'll say, well, whose fault is it? Who didn't do what they were supposed to do? They can't accept responsibility that they were perhaps complicit in why the project or the business failed to begin with. There's always somebody else out there who was conspiring against them, and that's why things didn't work out. But I think it's a real growing experience the day that you're ready to step up and say, you want to know something, that thing failed, and it failed because I screwed up and I didn't do things right, and next time it's not going to happen again.
Amen. And I call that the number one success principle in business, by the way, is taking 100% responsibility for everything that happens at your company, and responding to the challenges that happen, and knowing that the buck stops here, that it's blaming other people, just doesn't work. You have to take responsibility and make the tough decisions and grow up sometimes and grow into being a great CEO or entrepreneur.
So if somebody calls you up, Paul, and they say, look, I'm struggling with my business, I've got some issues. Very often entrepreneurs I've found and small business owners, they know there's something wrong or something that should be done differently, but they don't really know exactly what it is. They're not at that stage where it's different if they come to you and say, hey, I need financial projections. Can you help me put those together? Or I need to spiff up my business plan. Can you help me work on that? But do you ever get those entrepreneurs that come and it's just more like, something's wrong, Paul, and I'm not really sure what it is. And how do you help somebody like that?
Well, we get them all the time. And one of my favorite sayings is that prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So the first thing that we do is to diagnose the problem. I have a business clarity questionnaire that I go through and for everybody who walks into my office. And we talk about, what's your vision for your business? How long have you been in business? Who's on your team? What products and services do you have? What markets do you serve? What's your value proposition? Who are your alliance partners? And the questions go on and on. So I can get a very good understanding of where the business is and where the person is, so we can begin the process of helping them figure out what really good steps would be for them to take. So the basic questions or the process that I use is, what is the vision? Where do you want to go? Where are you today? Let's figure out the step-by-step plan that will get you there. Let's gather the resources, both from a money point of view and from an experience point of view. And then we go into what the real body of the work is. 97%, 95% of all of our time is just focusing on doing the work day after day after day. And getting the job done.
You're so right about that, and it one of the challenges, of course, entrepreneurs always have is time. You're busy taking care of the business, and you don't spend enough time doing the planning or doing the strategy work, really trying to figure out where the business is going, what your problems really are, and how to fix those problems. You're just so busy rolling your sleeves up, taking care of customers. And then, of course, there's sometimes the flip side. I've got an associate of mine who runs a business. It's a modestly successful business. He earns a good living, but as a consequence, he only has to work a couple hours a day. He doesn't want to spend the whole day playing golf or down at the country club. He wants to do something else. He has no idea what to do. He's just sitting there like, well, what should I do now? I said, you run a successful business. You only spend 2 hours a day doing it. You've got to be able to think of something you can do. And he's like completely lost. I don't even know where to start, he says.
Well, fortunately, there are good techniques to help people find a passion or a calling or a purpose that would complement what they're already doing and being successful at. So that's one of the many things that I can do for people, or ways in which I can help people, or to help them discover what really is meaningful to them and something that excites them and it really inspires them to connect better with the greatness that each one of us has inside.
Well, look, we're coming very close to the end of this segment. Once again, Paul, how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in speaking with you or finding out more about you?
You can go to paulhoyt.com. That's www.paulhoyt.com. Get to know me a little better. Sign up for my news list or my newsletters. My telephone number is 415-997-8001. And I'd love to have the opportunity to see if I'm just not the right person to help you make those next steps be the right steps in your business.
And that is such good advice. And I'm going to give out one final piece of advice before we go. You know, if you have a medical problem, every one of us would do the same thing. We go to the doctor. Okay, you have a problem in your business. There's sometimes this reticence to go to somebody who can help you. But you need to have outsiders helping you with your business if you're going to get to the next level. So check it out, paulhoyt.com. This is Mike Manahan, your host, BizRap Radio, and we will be back right after these messages. And welcome back to BizRap Radio. I'm your host, Michael Manahan, and thanks for sticking with us. Or if you're just joining us, thanks for joining us. BizRap Radio, of course, the show all about small business and entrepreneurs. We're here to help you. And speaking of interests, there's something that I'm very interested in, and it is the ongoing discussion we hear all the time about shipping jobs out of America. I am reading something here that was on a website I found, Service Employees International, and it says that Americans workers are footing the bill for shipping their own jobs overseas. Believe it or not, this is true. For too long, companies that outsource American jobs have been allowed to write off their costs of shipping jobs overseas. It's an outrageous practice, and it's got to stop. Sign our petition if you believe it's time for American tax dollars to stop helping huge corporations ship jobs overseas. Well, I understand about jobs being shipped overseas, and I understand why companies do that, but where do we all share in some of that personal responsibility? We've got the Christmas and the holiday season coming up right in front of us. I'm reading another article on the internet. It says Black Friday is still 2 weeks away, but people are already camping out at a Best Buy in Florida, determined to be the first to take advantage of the big deals. There's one individual, Derek Dermond. He says Dermond is camping outside Best Buy because he wants to be in the first in line for a 50-inch TV. Well, where do you think those TVs are made? As we scramble around to buy gifts, why is it that we're not taking a little bit of personal responsibility here? Why aren't we as individuals seeking out products made right here in America? Now, I was having a conversation with an associate of mine, and I said to him, I said, you know, Chuck, I said, people need to buy products that are made in America. And Chuck kind of sat back and chortled and said, well, you know, there's nothing made in America anymore. Well, that is absolutely not true. And you have, you know, in Congress, when they talk about funding the government, they say that, you know, the Congress has the power of the purse. The Congress doesn't have to pay for what it doesn't want to pay for. So even if the president passes laws that the Congress doesn't like, basically Congress can defund. They can say, we're not going to fund that. Well, you're just like Congress, all of you listening out there. You've got the power of the purse. Where are you spending your money this Christmas? What are you spending your money on? Do your family and friends really need another electronic gadget made in China or Taiwan or Korea? Think about that. Why not try buying some products made in America? You know, I came across this great website. It's called the Made in America Store. You can buy everything on this website, from clothing, groceries, outdoor supplies, home supplies, pet supplies, toys, games, health and beauty products, hardware, stationery. I mean, those all seem to be well within the realm of the types of presents I would like to be giving people this holiday season. So why not support a company like this? Again, I'll give you the website. It's www.madeinamericastore.com. And it's not the only website that features American products. There are lots of websites that feature American products. But think about it as well. I mean, look at wine. I mean, we have a huge wine industry here in the United States. If you're buying a California wine or a wine from Washington, a wine from Oregon, chances are the bottle was manufactured in the United States, the label was manufactured in the United States, the wine was produced here in the United States. It's a 100% American product. Give a couple of bottles of wine, or give a bottle of Kentucky bourbon, or perhaps something along those lines. Now, okay, you say, well, Mike, we're not drinkers. We don't drink, so therefore we can't give any booze at Christmas time. That's fine. But there are lots of other products. What about the local businesses in your neighborhood? Perfect example. Everybody gets their hair cut. What about a coupon to the local hair salon? A coupon to the local nail salon? How about a coupon for a restaurant? And by the way, if you're going to go out there and buy a gift certificate to a restaurant this year for your friends and family, how about staying away from those big chains? Those restaurants that have hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of locations across the country. How about finding a little local restaurant, mom and pop shop, maybe a restaurant that's got maybe 1 or 2 locations only, somebody who has a restaurant in your neighborhood, probably lives in your neighborhood. How about buying a gift certificate to that restaurant and giving those gift certificates out as presents? Most of the food that you eat in a restaurant is grown or raised here in America. Of course, the what you pay at the restaurant goes to pay the servers. They're all Americans. I mean, very little when you go to a local restaurant of that, goes overseas. So there's just so many ideas. Farmers markets. Go down to the farmers market here in Long Beach, California. We have the farmers market every week. And yes, you can buy your fruits and vegetables down there, but there are some absolutely wonderful craft ideas, everything from soaps and creams and lotions to incense, carvings, wall decorations, all made right here in the United States of America. There's so many things that we can buy that are made right here, but it takes a conscious decision. You can't just say, the government should stop companies from shipping jobs overseas. Well, you need to use the power of your purse. This year, don't run off on Black Friday down to Best Buy or Walmart to gobble up a bunch of electronic crap manufactured in China. No. Go find out the businesses that are in your neighborhood. They're there. Go to websites like MadeInAmerica.com. Check out other websites. Perhaps check out your local Chamber of Commerce. There are plenty of things that you can do in terms of giving gifts where that money is not going to go outside the United States. I don't know, buy somebody a small vacation at a bed and breakfast in the next town to you. The ideas are food. There's so much food made here in the United States. It's incredible. Gourmet food, jams, jellies, specialty sauces, pepper sauce, hot sauce. How about maple syrup made up in the Pacific Northwest, barbecue sauce made down in Texas. There's just a plethora of products that are made right here in the United States. So use the power of your purse this year as we approach the holiday season. Don't be standing in line at Best Buy like this character down in Florida so you can snap up a 50-inch television. And what's the matter with us that we need 50-inch televisions anyway? Put your money where it counts. Buy locally. Buy from people who produce products right here in the United States of America and check it out. Make sure you check. You don't have to be blind about this. We have a policy here in the U.S. that pretty much everything you buy has a label on that tells you where it is made. Pick it up, and if you're in a store and you're looking for something particularly, a specific product, because that's what a friend of yours or a relative or your children have requested, ask in the store. Do you have one that's made here in the U.S., or easiest way, go onto the internet and Google it. If you're looking for, I don't know, shampoo, Google shampoos made in America. If you're looking for perfume, Google perfumes made in America. It's up to us. We can't rely on the government passing rules and regulations. Keep that money at home. Support your fellow citizens. But this year, make it a point. Don't be running off to Best Buy or Walmart to buy crap made in China. Look for products made right here in America. Make it a point to give products, gift certificates, coupons, and things that will put Americans to work and help our economy right here at home. So that's it. Put your money where your mouth is. Help American businesses. That's the way to go this year at Christmas time. I am your host, Michael Manahan. This is BizRap Radio, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to BizRap Radio. It's your host, Michael Manahan, and we have been talking about how you can spend your money this year at Christmas time for all of those gifts that you need for your friends and your family without buying stuff made in other countries. And we've talked about the fact that people say businesses are shipping jobs overseas, and there's an outrage about it. Some people want the government to do something about that, but each of us individually, we have the power of the purse. You can buy stuff that is made right here in America. And now, look, you might say, well, but nothing is made in America. That's not true. There's tons of stuff made here right in the United States, and much of it locally. But you might have to hunt it out. You might have to do a little research. There's a website called AmericansWorking.com. AmericansWorking.com. If you go to that website, you will find literally hundreds and hundreds of actually probably thousands of manufacturers in almost every category you can think of that are making products right here in the United States. So this Christmas, instead of charging off to Walmart or Best Buy and lining up to buy some stuff made in China or Korea, think about spending that money locally in your own community, or at least with a manufacturer here in the United States. And I had some other good thoughts about this. How about a spa treatment? Everybody loves to go to the spa, a massage, a facial, one of those mud baths. That's a great way to relax and rejuvenate. Often we don't spend that money on ourselves for those types of things. We think it's a bit of an extravagance, but you want to know something? That kind of thing makes a great gift. And of course, every penny that you spend on a spa treatment goes to benefit people right here in the United States. How about a personal trainer? Somebody who's going to put on a few extra pounds over the Christmas season, and they really need to get in shape starting in January. A lot of people need a little help to get in shape, to get that exercise regimen going. So how about a gift certificate for 6 sessions or 8 sessions with a personal trainer? Again, all of that money stays right here in the United States. Or maybe a gym membership, a 6-month gym membership. Same thing. That money's going to stay right here in the United States of America. Now, I'm a beer drinker, and you may not be a drinker, but if you are a drinker, or if you appreciate good drinks, how about a craft beer? The United States today is being just overwhelmed with all of the little craft breweries all around. These are mostly local places. They produce very high quality beer. A great way to support local people in the community. And again, none of that goes overseas. The location is in your neighborhood. The beer bottles are made here in the United States. The labels are made in the United States. The beer is brewed right here in the United States. So how about giving out a 6-pack or a 12-pack of craft beer, or perhaps a gift certificate to one of the craft beer restaurants, pubs, bars, whatever you call them, that might be just down the street from you. Don't forget get books. I mean, I know everybody's reading on Kindle these days, and books aren't as popular as they used to be, but many, if not most of our books are actually published here in the United States of America. And I still like to pick up a good book, and particularly if it's a book that is on some particular subject of interest to me. You know, what we used to call, maybe we still do call them, coffee table books, the kind of book that you put on a coffee table and you browse through it when you have a few moments. Maybe you come back to it from time to time. And, of course, when you have friends over to your house, they browse through it as well. Artwork. Everybody has artwork hanging on their walls, knickknacks, all of those types of things. Many of them made right here in America. We have many communities in the United States that specialize in crafts. We have them, the Native American Indians that specialize in craft. We have the people of Latino, Hispanic influence, and they have a lot of crafts and artwork. Buy something that's made right here by somebody in your neighborhood. Most cities have local art galleries that feature local artists, whether it be paintings or statues or sculptures of some sort. Those are things you can buy, and all the money stays right here in the United States of America. So help me out this year. Stop squawking and saying that the government shouldn't let these businesses ship jobs overseas. You're shipping jobs overseas. It's not the government. You're doing it every time you go out and spend money and make a conscious decision not to support an American business. So help me make a conscious decision to support American businesses. Ask when you're buying something, ask, where is it made? Do you have one that's made here in the United States? And by the way, be prepared to pay maybe a few dollars more. Look at, if the government enforced a law that said, you know what, companies can't ship jobs overseas, the prices would go up anyway. So why not bite the bullet? If you have to pay a couple of dollars more for something, do so. You're helping out your fellow Americans, and isn't that what it's all about? Aren't we supposed to be coalescing here as a country and helping each other out? And again, the list just goes on and on. There are so many things that you could source. Soaps, jewelry is another one. A lot of locally made jewelry in this country. There is even clothing made in this country. And by the way, I've purchased some clothing that is made in the United States, and the quality was extremely impressive. Yes, it cost maybe a few dollars more to purchase some of those clothes, but again, it's gift-giving season. Give quality gifts. Give gifts that last. You can spend a little bit more in the holiday season to take care of the people you really care about. And just really be creative. Again, go to americansworking.com is one of the websites we've identified as having a lot of products. But if you're not sure, just even Google it. Let's say you want to buy somebody, I don't know, let's say you're going to buy the kids jeans this year at Christmas. Google jeans made in America. There are a number of companies that make their jeans right here in the United States of America. Buy those. Spend just maybe a few dollars more. But it's up to every one of us to be thinking about this as we pull out our wallet, as we pull out our credit card, as we head off to round up those gifts that we're going to be giving over the holiday season. Think about, where is that product made and how can I help people right here in America? And particularly, don't forget about the service industry. We talked about that a few minutes ago about spa treatments, but certainly nail salons, personal trainers, hair salons, beauticians, consultants and advisors, people that help other people and get paid for those services. Give gift certificates from these people, and that is a much better way to help the U.S. economy than running down to Walmart or Target and spending money on products that are made overseas, and you can do it. And I'll tell you, if you're thinking about buying me a Christmas gift, a nice old bottle of that good old Kentucky bourbon made right here in the United States, I'll be very appreciative, I can tell you that, or a wonderful bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon from the Napa Valley would do just as well. Lots of choices out there, my friends. Let's do it. Let's help America. Let's put Americans first. Forget about asking the government to do it. When did they ever do anything that we wanted them to do anyway, at least to our satisfaction? You need to participate in this program, my friends. Get out your checkbooks, get out your credit cards, get out your cash. Buy American. Make it a point this year. Now, I know there are some things, probably there's a few items out there that just simply are not made in the United States of America. You simply can't get them. I suspect you probably can't buy a smartphone that's made in the United States of America. But maybe this is the year we don't buy smartphones for Christmas. Maybe this is the year we buy something else for Christmas that helps support people in our community, or at least people here in the United States of America. Again, that one of those websites you can go to is americansworking.com. Just go on and Google it. What's made in America? Products made in America. Spend some time browsing on the internet, and you will be absolutely amazed at what you find. You might even come up with some new creative gifts that you hadn't thought about. Well, this is BizRap Radio. I am your host, Michael Manahan. We, of course, are here fixing America through individual economic freedom. It's BizRap Radio, all about small business and entrepreneurs. It's all the time we've got this week. It's Mike Manahan, BizRap Radio. And we'll be back again next week with another edition.